Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel Skinny on Carbs. My name is Andrea, and on this channel I use my background in biology, naturopathic medicine, and histopathology to help you live the life that you deserve. Okay, so you decided that you wanted to lose some weight. You were stalled out on your whatever low carb diet you were on, whether it's keto or carnivore or high protein or whatever, Atkins, whatever it was. You stalled out, you're tired, you want to lose some weight, and you heard that sugar is going to help you do that. You heard carbs, simple carbs are going to help you do that. So you decided to switch on over and jump on the train. Welcome. But you also heard that if you're not taking in enough protein, or you're not eating meat, that you're going to lose all your muscles, right? And so now you're scared, you're concerned, you don't know what to do, but I'm here to help you out. Don't worry, okay? So will you lose muscle mass if you decide to use carbs as your main source of fuel? Well, the short answer is no. You're not going to lose muscle mass as you're now consuming simple carbs as your main source of fuel. And here's why, all right? And let's look at someone who is, sorry, you guys are going to see me doing this. I'm outside and the mosquitoes, they bite hard. All right, so if we want to see how the body chooses preferentially its main source of fuel, because this is how we're going to understand whether or not we're going to lose muscle, is we've got to look at how the body is going to choose its source, like what does it prefer, okay? So the best way to do that is to look at someone when they're fasting, or look at someone when they're not taking in any nutrients. If you're not taking in any nutrients, the first thing your body does is it depletes its glycogen storage, okay? And so what's the glycogen storage? Your glycogen storage is just a form of sugar storage, right? And you have glycogens that's stored in your liver, and you have glycogen stored in your muscle, all right? And you have anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 calories stored in your muscle, and then you have another like 300 to 500 stored in your liver, okay? So that's a lot of that's a good chunk of calories. And if you are sedentary, you're not exercising, it'll take you anywhere from 24 to 36 hours to completely deplete your glycogen storage, okay? And I just wanted to throw that in there because I see a lot of people concerned. They think they have to eat right up until bedtime because they don't want to deplete their glycogen storage at night and run the risk of cortisol spikes. And that's a boogeyman, okay? I don't know where that's coming from, but it's a boogeyman. I think the calorie police are kind of introducing that concept. You have calorie police on one side saying to undereat, and then you have police on the other side saying eat ad nauseum, stuff it in, get it in. You don't want to do any of those two. They're both counterproductive. You don't have to be scared of glycogen depletion when you go to sleep, as long as you're meeting your energetic needs throughout the day, okay? I don't even want to say caloric needs, because you really don't have a way of calculating how many calories you really need. Nobody does, unless you're hooked up to some machine that's calculating your breath all day, every day, and telling you how many calories you're using in a given day. You really don't have a way of determining that. It's just not a reality, okay? So the way that you do it in real life is to just go by your energetic needs. How do you feel? Do you feel sluggish? Do you feel energetic? Do you have highs and lows? That's how you're going to determine if you're meeting your caloric needs. Basically, if you're meeting your energetic needs, okay? So if you are meeting your energetic needs throughout the day, so if you woke up and you ate and you didn't you didn't skip breakfast, you didn't skip any meals, you met all your needs during the day, you can rest assured that your glycogen storage is pretty okay, all right? Don't worry about it. I just ate my lunch. It was good. It was a salad. Right? So you don't have to be worried about that. You don't have to stuff your belly full right before you go to sleep for fear of cortisol spikes. I mean, it's just not a thing. The only time that's a thing, like I said, is if you're like severely undereating, or if you're coming from a history of severely undereating, or if you're coming from an extremely low carb history. Then when you first switch over, your glycogen stores are really not going to be topped up the way they should be. And so as you go along, you're going to top it up. But you don't have to worry, okay? Let's not worry. Let's not panic. Let's not overdo it. Let's just be nice and easy with this thing, all right? We're on the train ride. We don't want to to overdo it. Okay, so I just wanted to throw that in there. But your body is going to go for the glycogen storage first. It takes anywhere from 12 hours to 36 hours to deplete it. I mean, to completely deplete your glycogen storages in your liver and in your muscles. Okay, that's how long it takes. So when it's done with that, okay, and remember I just said glycogen is a storage form of what? Sugar, right? It's not a storage form of anything else. It's a storage form of sugar. All right, so your body goes for that first when you don't have anything else coming in, which means that's the preferred fuel source. That is the preferred fuel source. I want you guys to remember this. It goes for the glycogen first when you are fasting. The second thing it goes for when that's depleted is it's going to go after your muscles. Okay, so after you've depleted your sugar sources, your sugar storage, then it goes after your muscles. Okay, and then yes, you have to worry about losing muscles because now your sugar source is gone. Okay, now your body isn't just going to randomly eat through your muscles. There's going to be a stopping point. Okay, and usually the stopping point is about 3 days into your fast or starvation or whatever it is that you're practicing, where you're not taking in any nutrients. It usually takes about 3 days, and then after that, it's in order to spare the muscles, because it doesn't want to eat through all of your lean body mass. It doesn't want to do that. That's counterproductive as well, but it needs to. And the reason it needs to do that is because it needs to create more sugars. Okay, it needs to create more sugars. So the fat is the last thing it goes after. It's not the first thing, despite what people are telling you when they say to you, you have to force your body to become a fat oxidizer. That's not true. It's a fallacy. Your body is going to do glycogen first, sugars first, and then it's going to try to create sugars from the muscles, okay? Because it needs sugar first. It needs sugar first. And there's a reason why it needs a sugar first, and I'll discuss that in another video when I'm talking about the differences between the macros. I discuss the difference between carbs, fats, and proteins, and how to look at them and how to view them moving forward, okay? So that's what it's going to do. After about 72 hours, it's going to spare your muscles, right? Now you would have already, experienced some significant lean body mass. No, I'm exaggerating, really not that significant. But if you're prizing your muscle mass and you don't want to lose it, then it's going to feel like it's significant, okay? Now, after about 72 hours, then it's going to start dipping into your fat storages for energy, okay? Fat is the last thing your body wants to use for energy. It's not the first thing. Despite what you've heard in the internet streets, it's not true. It's the last thing it goes for. It does not go for the fat first, okay? So by running this little starvation experiment, you can see that your preferred fuel source is sugar. Simple sugars is your preferred fuel source. If you don't want your body dipping into your lean muscle mass to source the sugars, then you've got to keep the sugars coming in, okay? So short answer is, if you keep the simple sugars coming in, if you keep that train coming, your body has no need whatsoever to dip into your muscle mass for fuel. It does not need to create sugar out of muscle tissue. It won't do that. It will continue to use the sugars that you are feeding it, simple sugars, okay? It will continue to use that as its fuel source. No need to panic, no need to worry. Carbs as your main source of fuel is really the most muscle sparing thing you can do. All right? So don't worry, you're gonna lose weight, you're gonna lose fat, you won't lose muscle mass, okay? So in the next video, I'm going to talk about fat now. I'm going to talk about fat oxidation, because you want to lose fat, right? That's what you're here for. You don't want to lose muscle. Well, I just told you, if you eat carbs, you're not going to lose your muscle, okay? But then I just told you also that fat is the last thing it goes for. So how now are you going to get rid of your fat? All right, so check out my next video. I'll let you guys know how you're actually going to lose the fat, okay? Bye for now.